Hello everybody, we're in X-Plane 11 today with the Oculus Rift at the highest airport in Poland, which is it's a sports airport, and we'll be in the Ask 21 today, doing some gliding around here. We're going to try to do a little bit of ridge soaring and have some fun doing that. So I'm just checking the flight controls right now. For some reason my spoilers are always stuck up when I'm on the ground, and then I can get them put back down once in the air, but that's just the way it is for me right now. Got this giant arrow to put the canopy down, and now that that's gone, gonna get out of here. We got the tow plane all ready to go, and we're gonna have some fun gliding today out here in Poland. And here we go. The tow plane pilot is always a 10 out of 10 in X-Plane 11. You gotta just go with him. He just really veer to the left, veer to the right away, and then you're out of here. So, well, we're in the air in one piece. Nice little weather balloon below us. And this is some photo scenery by Poland Photo Scenery, I think it's called. Got it off Sim Market. And mixed area look very nice out here. I don't really have the weather set up to pick up too many thermals. I noticed recently you can adjust all of that. How much lift the thermals give you and all kinds of stuff, and I haven't really adjusted it. It's all pretty much default, so I don't know if we'll even be able to get to any thermals. Hopefully we'll be able to ridge soar. Although I've seen people do it in X-Plane. I guess it simulates it pretty well, so that's what we'll be attempting to do today. I'm going to go up to 6,000 feet, and then we'll cut loose from the tow plane and fly through some of these mountains, these little cliffs, and then back down to the airport. I'm not using the new the X-Plane native VR. For some reason I can't get it to work. Every time I load it in, it's beta right now, so of course there's going to be issues, and I just happen to be one of the people having one of the negative issues. But when I load up X-Plane 11, the VR, it puts me in the ground, and I can't use the teleport mode. Nothing will work. It just won't let me get out of the ground in the hangar. So I'm kind of stuck, so I'm still using fly inside. Only difference is now, I was talking to Shane from the Oz Flight Simulator channel, and he made me hip to the Oculus mirror tool, which basically mirrors whatever the Oculus has seen full screen. It zooms in a little bit, so like in some aircraft I think it cuts off too much. In the glider I think it's okay, because if you watch any glider video, the view you're seeing right now is pretty much the view you have. So I'm okay with that, and this view looks accurate to like what a glider view would look like if you were recording with like a GoPro or something. So I'm cool with that. But I think it cuts off, a little too much. It zooms in, like I said, but it looks great full screen. It's not like the quality's not really suffering like it would the other way I was having to do it. I was having to scale the video footage up higher than it was recorded at. So I'm happy with that. I'm using this now, and it seems to be working great with this flight. So hopefully we'll be up in the air for a little while today. We won't have to just fly the pattern or anything. We're just about at 6,000 feet, so I'm cutting the tow of the rope. And we'll turn it here. The only weird thing is these mountain ridges in the back there, they got this weird, like, line that keeps... you'll see it right now, the line that keeps... well, the tow plane never turned off. He's just going to fly right into those clouds, I suppose. Usually he turns, too. Maybe he's got somewhere else to go. Anyways, so... yeah, this is the direction we're going to fly. I'm pretty new to gliding. I don't know a super lot about it. We'll get set that on so we can pick up the thermals if there are any. But yeah, see that weird line passing through above the mountains? I don't know what causes that. I've seen that in other sceneries on X-Plane. but it looks great out here. Just noticed the spoiler was up, but it just went down, so that's good. I'm liking my frames. Frames are pretty good. Sometimes the head, it looks like it has this, like, it cuts off, like with black a little bit. I guess it doesn't load the scenery as fast. So if I turn my head too fast, you'll notice like there's like a black line that pops up. So we'll just glide down to these ridges and fly through those. I've never done any ridge soaring, or like I said, I am not like super good at gliding or anything yet. It's just something I like to do in X-Plane. I think a lot of people got the Oculus Rift, or you know, VR goggles in general for Christmas, and a lot of people are probably using them now. And X-Plane just got the native VR beta. I'm hoping after the beta is working, it'll work for me. Maybe I need to go into like Steam VR and reset the room and everything. I don't know. I don't know why it starts me in the floor. None of the other apps do that. And usually it detects your head placement before you enter the program, but for me it's not doing that at all. Tried to use Prepared VR the other day, the native VR, and it's worse than I thought it was, because I couldn't get the mouse pointer to show up at all, and I'm not using Fly Inside with it. I'm only using Fly Inside with X-Plane. I do not want to purchase Fly Inside anymore. I first bought it for FSX on accident. I didn't know I had selected the FSX one, so that's like $30, and then you have to buy it for X-Plane 11, that's $30, and then if you want to get it for Prepared, it's another $30, and I don't want to do that. It's $90 just to use VR, you know, basically. I kind of feel like once you buy a license, it should be cross-platform. You know, most people are only using one. But it is what it is. It's okay. Life is not always fair. So I think we can get down into these ridges and get through there, and then once we go down, we have like, it's the normal elevation. I think it's like 400 feet over here. I don't know. I already forgot. Over at the airport anyway. Now I've used this glider several times. I want to get a new one for X-Plane 11. I haven't done much looking to see what's out there, but that'd be nice to get a new one. If you have yet to try gliding in X-Plane 11, I suggest you try it out. It's a lot of fun to do this. And gliding is a good skill to have. Whether I'm doing a good job or bad job at it right now, it's still a learning experience. And with X-Plane 11's flight mechanics, this is probably one of the best places to do it. There is the Condor app, or program, which I also use sometimes, but it's just really hard to go back to that when you've been spoiled with graphics like this and then go to the Concorde one, even though I guess the gliding mechanics on that are pretty good. So I'd like to tell you about some of the history of this area, but a lot of the information I could find was in Polish, and a lot of the areas around here, including the mountains themselves, had these, like, well, of course, had Polish names, and I can't pronounce any of that stuff. It's not, I don't know the grammar rules for pronouncing a lot of those words, because it's not derived from Spanish or or English or anything like that, and I don't want to butcher any of these names, so I'd love to give you some history on this area, but I don't know. The little bit that I do know is that, like, I think the Air Force or something used to use the airport we left from it's basically a glider sports airport. I mean, why wouldn't it be? It's a beautiful area out here to do all kinds of flying like that. But I guess they used to use it for training or something like that. I was trying to use the translator, but it wasn't translating the Wikipedia page too good. And while I'm talking about VR, I'll tell you, someone who did a really good native VR beta video was the Oz Flight Simmer channel. He did a nice one that really explained everything in good detail, because I've been watching videos, but a lot of the videos I was seeing on it just weren't really, like, they weren't doing anything for me. They weren't really telling you about it, showing you how it works, but he did a good video showing it, and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, even though it's not working for me right now, I can see that it is now probably the best native VR for flight simulation out of all of them. DCS World, Prepared, FSX, of course. FSX is not going to get any native VR updates. I'd be very surprised if it does. But you can use Fly Inside if you want to go that route. But yeah, I think they have moved up to the top. I mean, it's a little disappointing that we have to even buy a separate program for like $30 to make VR work. Now they're just finally getting it to where it does work in these applications. I feel like they should have been released with it, or it should have come out sooner with an update. Now this is the point where we'll go through the mountains, I suppose. And hopefully we'll make it out alive. That'll be the goal for today, not to crash into the mountains. I've yet to crash one of these gliders in X-Plane. I think I did way back when I used to play FSX. Like, I really didn't know what I was doing back then, even more so than now, and I couldn't, I crashed into a field or something. I don't think I actually crashed, but I landed far away from the airport. But with these mountains, there is really nowhere to land. You're gonna die. So I hope we make it through these ridges and find some type of lift to sustain us. It's really beautiful out here. I mean, I really wish there was a way to capture it the way you see it in the Oculus, but this is the best we can do. So once we get over the ridge, that's straight ahead. There's 2 ridges straight ahead, but the farthest one, once we get over that, it goes down. So we'll be okay from there. It's just getting over that tree line that concerns me right now. So I'm thinking next time I'm down in Los Angeles, that is when I'll be going gliding, as long as the weather is good at the time I'm down there and able to go on the particular day. So there will be a video on this channel. Didn't get to do it over the summer like I had hoped, but I'm hoping February to March is when I'll be able to go and see what it's like in real life. So this is the moment of truth. We just got to get through this tree line right here. I'm going to go through the lower part and then on down, and then we're cleared. We're going to be good. Getting like tiny amounts of lift, but not the amount I'm looking for. But I think we got it. It's getting a little scary, but I think we got it. We are really in these mountains here. But it'll be fun going down. We should get all kinds of lift over there. And we made it. Now we just got to navigate through these mountain ridges. And we'll have enough altitude to safely land back at the airport. It would be really fun to do gliding like on the live stream with the Oculus. I just don't know yet how to see the chat. I could probably move the goggles off and look at the chat, but I wouldn't be able to be as interactive as I would normally be able to be. So maybe there's an app that runs the chat to where you can see it inside the Oculus, because that would work. That would work great. But when it comes to gliding flights like this, I like to keep it all the way through the show, you know, from the point it took off to the point it landed without any cuts or anything like that. So, because, I mean, there's so much to look at, too. And, yeah, with this new Poland scenery. I might go exploring out here again. Maybe in the a helicopter or the Cessna 172. If you guys would like that, I might do that for the next flight, because it can cover a lot more ground faster. With a glider, you gotta go kind of slow, but if we take off in a Cessna or a helicopter or something, we can see a lot more. You can kind of see the airport up there. It's at our 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And now we're just going to head over there now and land. So if I haven't mentioned before, they got the scenery on Sim Market. It's like $12. And if you live in Poland or you're a fan of anything Polish, you might want to check it out. And I suggest doing the gliding. Take the Cessna or whatever prop plane you got. Take it out here, fly it around. It's a great scenery. It's almost easy to lose the airport out here with how much just green land there is, because the airport is nothing complex, it's a field. So you have to keep it in your sights. Very overcast out today. Wish I knew what this river was. And this neighborhood. The neighborhoods are actually lined up like that. The houses right on the street, just going straight down. I was noticing that on Google Maps when I was checking out this area. And in the field, we're coming up on the right. Straight ahead, 1 o'clock. So we're getting prepared to land. So we're going to be coming up on the field now. It's going to be up on our 2 o'clock. My big open green field out there. Now the start of the runway is a little bit darker, so that's a good point of reference for where you need to putting it down. So we're going to make our turn and line up. And pretty soon that's where you start using the spoiler to control your glide. And we're really floating it. Almost down. Okay. Got down, pull off to the right. Not really slowing down. Usually I'd slow down by now. We're keeping on rolling. I'll put the wing down a little bit. Oh, nice. It actually kicks up dirt. That's pretty cool. Cool. Alright, we stopped. Let's get the canopy open. Get all these off the avionics. I wonder why the mouse pointer is not all huge like it was in the beginning. Wow. It's kind of cool once you put this down to look around and everything. You know, like it almost feels like you actually did it. Well, that was a fun flight to do. Trying out this new Poland scenery. That was some fun gliding. So if you guys want to do the same, I definitely suggest it. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a lot more gliding around here and having fun with this scenery. So, all right, everybody, thanks for watching along with this this glider video, and I'll see you guys next time. You take care.